Okay, I haven't done a drawing video in a while, so let me just go. There's a couple trick shots. I call them trick shots. They're shots that make it easier to draw, and it makes it. They're pretty useful. Anyway, we got isometric bird's eye, which means that you just draw a shape and then you don't worry about any vanishing points. You just have it all be like an isometric, like those video games that you could tell that they didn't have 3D, but they try to make it 3D. So they just draw cubes, but they all are on parallel angles. But like there's no vanishing points. It's at a top view where there's no vanishing points, which isn't reality, but it makes it really nice and easy. You don't have to worry about vanishing points in it, plus you get a nice bird's eye view. The other shot is a worm's eye trick, which is you draw a horizon line and you have the characters miraculously be on the horizon, and even if it's not the bottom panel, you can just draw a line like, oh, what do you know, a hill's all of a sudden there, and then you have a character there, and then if you want a character far away, you have them, their feet lined up on there as well. So you're lining the characters up on the horizon line. So that's the worm's eye trick. You got bird's eye isometric, you got worm's eye trick, and if you're doing a page, there's two basically keys to make a good comic book page. You need clarity, because you want your eye flow going really good. You need to know which panels first, you need to know which balloon to read first, and then you need to know which panel you're going to next, because if any of that messes up, or if you have to rotate the page or whatever, like, it's all taking people out of the comic book world. It takes them out of the story. If they have to go, okay, am I reading this first? Who said that first? You know, that's all clarity. And balance is, nobody wants to look at headshot, 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 headshot. No one wants to look at action shot, action shot, action shot, action shot. You need a mixture of all that stuff. And so that's all about balance, like panel variety, and also anchor panels. Some of the panels deserve to be bigger than the others, like huge explosions, or like a big emotional impact. You know, a huge close-up, or like a huge panel with a close-up of the eyeballs, like all angry. You know. It's all part of balance and clarity. Those are the two keys. So overall, we got isometric birds. I mean, look at your comics and you can tell. Like, Rob Liefeld totally does this stuff. I've seen Jim Lee do some of that stuff. And then Jim Lee totally does this stuff. I can point that out to you, which I'm going to try. Because technically, this is like, what do you call it? For educational uses only. This is educational. I'm teaching you guys about this stuff, so I'll show you this stuff. Alright, we got Mignola. He did Wolverine, and he totally does this worm's eye trick. I'll show you. Let's see here. It's like, look, oh, those characters are running on this shadow, and it's totally on the line there. And it's like, okay, alright. Oh, what do you know? He's standing on some steps, lined up perfectly with the horizon, you know. And let's see here. What do you know? Wolverine's over these hills right on top of a horizon. Alright, we got Rob Liefeld here.
Oh, okay.
You got perspective there. That doesn't count. You got isometric bird's eye. You don't want to draw backgrounds, you just draw an overhead view of them. You don't have to worry about the walls or anything.
Okay.
Thank you, Ray. And you got another isometric. There's a little bit of perspective going on there. Look, oh, look at that. Isometric as well. A bird's eye view. And let's see, any other isometrics? A few. Look, you don't got to worry about the backgrounds when you draw over their heads. And then you got bathtub lining up on the horizon. You got more overhead stuff, isometric. That one you have a little bit of perspective on there, but definitely he does that a lot. The overhead isometric. It's almost, I don't know. You don't got to worry about perspective. You don't got to worry about drawing other elements to the scene. You just worry about drawing the ground and the characters' relationship to each other. It's pretty neat trick.
Do it.
What do you know? These guys are all on the horizon there.
Do it
Alright, you can do it, Ray.
I can't.
And see, Ray, he's gonna have to drive like Ace Ventura. It's the only way he can drive. Plus, he has no wheels. Alright, anyway. As you can see here, alright, girls in the foreground. Then you got this top layer where everybody can easily be lined up on top of the horizon there. Your classic rubble in the foreground where they line up on the horizon. Let's see if he'll fit. Is he gonna fit in there? I don't think he's gonna fit. He's gonna have to do way Ace Ventura like stuff. There, he's gonna have to drive like Dukes of Hazzard style. Woo! It's a good old boss. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing about that?
Or hey, maybe they're like those cop cars. They're like, hey man, how's it going? How you doing? Good. Oh! Oh!
Yup. I'm good.
How am I gonna explain that to the insurance?
Hey.
Anyway.
I will get this car.
Characters lining up on the horizon. Another overhead, isometric, not too clear, the vanishing points. Pretty useful tool.
I can't.
Alright, get him back in there. There you go. Oh, you kicked him out, huh? Come on, let him drive too. That ain't fair. Come on, he's got to rescue some people. He's a medic, you got to be nice to him. Alright, there you go. They're ready to roll. Alright, look at this one. Wolverine. How's he lined up? Oh, around the horizon. And look, Wolverine's all walking out there on top of the horizon over there. Got Wolverine, semi-isometric birds. Got a little bit of perspective going upwards. But, you know, you don't have to worry about too many vanishing points going sideways. And, Wolverine's lined up on the horizon there. Jubilee's pretty much almost on the horizon. Wolverine's over there on the horizon as well. And then, oh, what do you know? There's another horizon. They're lined up on there as well. Now, I say it condescendingly, but like I said before, this is a really interesting trick. They don't tell you about that in How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. They don't tell you about this in Scott McCloud books. It's just something you got to notice when you're looking at your comics. Oh, what do you know? Lined up on top of the horizon there.